Hello friend, in today's video we will learn how to connect the DHT11 sensor with Raspberry Pi. Also we will see how to print the humidity value, also temperature value on Raspberry Pi window. Also we will learn how to send that value, that is humidity and temperature value, on the mobile application. So please watch this complete video so that you will get idea about complete IoT application. So before start this video, I would like to tell you why I am creating this video. Because one of our subscriber has a difficulty to connect the DHT11 sensor with Raspberry Pi. Also, the another subscriber has a difficulty to send the data from the like temperature or humidity value from the Raspberry Pi on the mobile application. So I am trying to cover both the problem solution in this one video. So you will also learn many things about this video. So please watch this complete video so that you will get idea about Python program, also Raspberry Pi and the humidity sensor. So you can see at runtime we have mobile application and we have Raspberry Pi, also we have the humidity DHT11 temperature and humidity sensor. So when you run your code, you can see real time humidity value, also temperature value updated. You can see latest humidity is 1 second ago and the latest temperature also 1 second ago. So real time value of humidity and temperature is displayed on the mobile application. So in this video we will see how to create this mobile application, how to send the data like humidity and temperature on the mobile application, also Python program for this project. So I request you please watch this complete video so that you will get idea about each and every step. Okay, first we will see what are the importance library that need to be installed in your Raspberry Pi. So how to install that library, we will see each and every library and how to install that library step by step. So you can see in our code we require add Adafruit DHT library, then PAHO MQTT library for our project. The PAHO MQTT library basically used for MQTT application, that is to send the data from the mobile from the Raspberry Pi on the mobile application. And Adafruit DHT library, it is basically used for the DHT11 sensor. So we will see how to install this library. So basically when you try to run this project at the start, so you will might see this error, no module found of this library. So to avoid this error, we will see the how to install that library. Okay, if you want to install that library in your Raspberry Pi, you have to open the Raspberry Pi terminal, that is this terminal. So once you open the Raspberry Pi terminal, you can see this black window will open and Raspberry Pi will present at your desktop. So with this terminal we will install that library. So first you have to update your Raspberry Pi with this command sudo apt get update. So you can copy this library. I will add this text file in the Google Drive link so that you can easily copy all the library that need to be installed in your Raspberry Pi. So first line is sudo apt get update. So copy this line, right click on copy, go to your black window, right click and click on paste. So once you click on paste, press enter. So once you press enter, it will start updating your Raspberry Pi. So okay, once you update Raspberry Pi, next is you have to upgrade the Raspberry Pi. So to upgrade the Raspberry Pi, you require this line sudo apt get upgrade. So same procedure you have to follow. Copy this line, copy, then again go to this black window, then right click and paste here and press enter. So once you press enter, it will start upgrade your Raspberry Pi. It will take minimum 20 minutes to upgrade your Raspberry Pi. Now let's say how to install the Adafruit library for DHT11 sensor. So next line, copy this line sudo apt get install, then go to again this black window, then copy this line from here, right click on back window and paste that line here. Then after that press enter. So once you press enter, the library start installing. After that follow this process for each and every line given here. So once you install all the library like Adafruit library, also PAHO library with this line, so there will be no any error in your code. This is the basic process behind your library installation. So before start the next part, I request you please subscribe my channel. You can see currently I have 591 subscriber, and to verify my channel on YouTube I require the 1000 subscriber and 4000 watch hour. So I request you please subscribe my channel so that once you click on the subscribe button, it will motivate me. Also it will also beneficial for you. how beneficial for you, I will tell you. So you can see currently I have uploaded more than 40 videos on Raspberry Pi. So if you want to learn the Raspberry Pi from the scratch from me, then please subscribe my channel. Please click on the bell icon so that you will get notification. Okay, now we will see how to connect your DHT11 sensor with Raspberry Pi. You can see at image the DHT11 sensor has 3 pin, plus, minus and out. So plus pin nothing but the VCC pin of your DHT11. So VCC means you have to provide 3.3 voltage from the Raspberry Pi to DHT11. Then middle pin is output pin of DHT11. So Raspberry Pi needs to sense that output. So we have to connect that output pin to GPIO number, any GPIO pin. I will tell you the GPIO pin later. Then ground pin, negative is a ground pin. So you have to connect the ground pin of Raspberry Pi to ground pin of this IC. So in this image you can see plus pin is connected to this pin. This is the first number pin of Raspberry Pi and this is 3.3 voltage. So that we have connected this pin to 3.3 voltage. Now middle pin is connected to 7 number pin. You can see first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and 7. So odd pin come here and even pin come here. So 7 number pin is connected to out pin. Now last pin is ground pin, that should be connected to ground pin of Raspberry Pi, that is 6 number pin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 number is ground pin. So this is the basic idea behind this hardware connection. So let's see the Python program of this project. So to write the Python program in Raspberry Pi, there are two ways. First way, you have to go to Raspberry Pi, then programming, and then select the Python 2 and go to the file and click on the new file. So here you can write your own program. So another way, if you don't find the Python 2 from this Python programming, you need not worry. Just right click on the desktop, go to the create file and click on the empty file. Then give the file name like DHT11 program.py. So save this text file with the Py extension and click on OK. So in this way you can also type your Python program on the desktop with any file on any location. So open this file. So you can after you click on this file, you can see white window will open, and you can see this on this window you can write your own program. So I have already written my program. So this program is divided into two parts. First part is we will simply print the whatever temperature value and DHT11 value on the Raspberry Pi terminal. So if anyone wants to just print that value on the Raspberry Pi terminal, they can use that program. And next program we will see how to transfer that value, that is temperature value and the humidity value on the mobile application. So first we will see the basic program. So I will open my program. Okay, we will see the simple program. So in this program, first line is import Adafruit DHT. So this is the basic package which is used to read the DHT11 sensor data. So next line is we will create the object of this Python package so that we can access the function of this Python package. So object is sensor, and with this line we have created this sensor object. Now next line is GPIO4. So you can see why I am giving GPIO4. I will show you the reason. So if you want to see the GPIO connection of Raspberry Pi, just go to again the black terminal and type here GPIO read all. So once you type the GPIO read all, here you can see BCM4 number. So Adafruit library consider the Raspberry Pi as a BCM chip. So you can see BCM4 number is nothing but the 7 number of physical pin. So we have connected the output pin, like in our circuit diagram we have connected this output pin to 7 number, but this 7 number is a physical pin of Raspberry Pi, and the BCM pin is 4 number. So that in code we have given GPIO is equal to 4, so that we will access the 4 number GPIO BCM pin. Now next line is humidity and temperature is equal to Adafruit read retry, the sensor and GPIO pin. So this is the basic function which is used to read the data, that is temperature, the humidity data and the temperature data from this sensor. So after this function will return the humidity and temperature value. Again this library will try 1 second or 2 seconds to retrieve the data. So to try this 1 second, 2 seconds, this function will use, and once this humidity sensor found the temperature and humidity value from your sensor, then it will print temperature whatever the in degree Celsius then humidity in percentage, and this is the line it is used to print the data on the Python terminal. Now next line is, if it is not found the data on humidity data and the temperature data from the sensor, then it will show fail to connect, fail to get the reading, because might be your connection is wrong, might be your sensor is not working. In that case it will print this line. So this is the basic idea behind this code. If you want to run this code, you can go to the run and click on the run module. So you can see, if your connection is okay and you have installed the library that I told you with the exactly process, then you can see temperature, the current temperature of this room, and the humidity value, current humidity value of this room, it is present, it is show on the Raspberry Pi terminal. So in this way you can easily interface the sensor with Raspberry Pi. Now we will see how to transfer this data on the mobile application. Now next part we will see how to send the data from your Raspberry Pi on the mobile application through MQTT protocol. So you can see there are different packages we will use to transfer the data. So importance of each and every packages for like for the Adafruit I already explained you, time already explained you. Regarding this URL pulse PAHO MQTT client, so for this package and till line number, this one MQTT.connect function I have already explained in my IoT using Raspberry Pi video. So please watch that video so that you will get idea about each and every line, like what is use of on connect function, what is use of on message function. So till line number MQTT.connect, so you will get idea about each and every line from this video. So it is very important to watch that video so that you will get idea about how to connect Raspberry Pi with the MQTT server, how to send the data from your mobile application to Raspberry Pi. Now in this video we will see how to send the data from your Raspberry Pi to the mobile application. Now RC is equal to 0. So this is the line, this is one variable having value 0. Then next line is while RC is equal to 0. That means the RC variable, you can see at the next line MQTT.loop function. So this MQTT.loop function will check your Raspberry Pi is connected with your server or not. So if the Raspberry Pi gets connected with the server, then this function sends the 0 value to RC, and if the value is 0, that means whatever the line inside this RC should be executed for the infinite number of time. Then after that we are collecting the temperature and humidity value from the Adafruit library. Now next part is we have to publish the data. So to publish the data, that means to send the data from your Raspberry Pi to the mobile application, then we will require MQTT.publish function. So in this function we will pass that we are passing humidity and temp, that is 2 token. So token means whenever you want to transfer data or to receive the data from the MQTT, you require token, and with that token you have to transfer the data. For the humidity sensor we use the token humidity, and for the temperature sensor we use the token temperature, and with that token we are passing the humidity and temperature value with this function. So in case if you have another sensor and you want to publish that data, then you can use your token name and that data value. Then after that time1.sleep, it is a sleep function. So this is the basic logic behind your code. So if you want to run the code, then you can go run and run module. This is one method, and another method I already told you how to run the code. So now first we see how to create the mobile application to send the data from Raspberry Pi on the mobile. So first you need to go to the Play Store. So type Play Store. Then after you type Play Store, go to the search MQTT dashboard application. So once you search MQTT dashboard application, you can see this MQTT IoT and Node-RED controller dashboard application you should open. Then after that you should install that application. So once you install that application, open that application. So once you open that application, you can see this window will open, and first we need to add the broker for our project. So if you want to add the broker, just click on the add first broker. Then after that you should give the broker name here. So in that case my broker name is let's say Rahul. Then you should give the broker address. So broker address is starting with the TCP double dot and the slash. So in code you can see we already given the broker address on the line URL string OS environment get, then TCP broker EMQX IO. So type as it is that line here. So first type TCP, then double dot, then /2 times, then broker, then .emqx, then .io. so this is your broker name. After that you have to provide the port name. The port number is 1883. That also we have given in our code. After that click on save button. So once you click on save button, this broker will be start connecting, and once there is start connecting, it will show broker is connected and there is nothing. So now we will add the humidity graph here, so that you can able to see the humidity value from the Raspberry Pi on the mobile application. So if you want to add the humidity graph, just click on this plus button and go to the text. So once you go to the text, give the title name here, humidity. After that this enable publish topping, you should disable this, because for this project we are not sending the data from your mobile application to Raspberry Pi. We are sending the data from the Raspberry Pi to mobile application. So mobile application should subscribe the token. So for humidity we have given the token in the code as humidity. So H humidity. So spelling should be as it is, S small, and all this letter as it is. So you can see that spelling you can find in code mqdt.publish humidity. So in that you can find the token is humidity. Then after that, if you want to give the color, just click on this pen card background, and after go to this question mark. So once you go to question mark, you can change the color, and after that if you want to give the some icon, then you can give this icon. Then click on this button. So once you click on this button, you can click on this save button. So once you click on save button, you can see humidity value is 46 right now. Now if you want to add the temperature value again for the same application, just click on this plus button and go to the again text. So here you can give the temperature. So temperature it is name. Then untick this publishing topic. Then go to the subscribe topic. In code we have given the for temperature, the topic is temp, T capital EMP. Then pen background, then go to the question mark, then you can select the color and select the icon, play OK, and click on this save button. So you can see temperature also bar also present here. So once we run the code, you can see temperature also present real time and the humidity also present real time. So in this way you can create your application on the mobile by using MQTT dashboard. Now we will see how to run your project. It is very important step to understand. So first thing is you need to download this code, DHT11 hardware.py and DHT11 mobile app.py code from my Google Drive link. So once you download this code, you can see these two file. And this DHT11 txt file. In this file you will find the different commands that you need to install. So once you download this code, you will find these two files. Now how to run this code? So there are two ways you can run this code. First way, go to the Raspberry Pi, then programming, and then Python 2. So once you go to the Python 2, then go to the file and open. Then once you click on open that file. So let's say if you just want to print the value on the Raspberry Pi window, so you can use this DHT11 hardware.py code. So open this code. Now if you want to run this code, go to the run module. Now if the sensor is get connected correctly, then you can see temperature and humidity value on the Python shell. So in this way you can run the first code. Now if you want to run the second code, again go to the file and open and click this DHT11 mobile app.py code, then open. So with this code you can send the data from your mobile application from your Raspberry Pi to mobile application. So again if you want to run the code, go to the run module. So to send the data we require the internet. You can see at this side the Wi-Fi is connected with Raspberry Pi, so that you can see mid value. So mid means the MQTT server connected to Raspberry Pi, also temp and humidity value continuously printing on the mobile application. So in this way you can run the code. There are another way. If you don't find this programming Python 2 in your Raspberry Pi, then there is another way you can run the code. Just go to the black window this terminal window. So once you go to a terminal window, you can see this black window. Then type here Python. So once you type Python, give the space, and after that go to the your programming file. So let's say if you want to run this mobile application code, just right click on this application, copy the path. So copy the full path of this file, then go to the black window, right click and paste. So once you paste, press enter. So in this way the code also gets running with the terminal window. So in this two way you can run your code. So with the same way, if you want to run the hardware code also, copy the path of hardware code, go to the black window, this copy the path, go to the black window, and just let's say if you want to run the hardware code, just type the Python and then paste your path here and then press enter. So you can see both code will be running successfully with this black window. So in this way you can run your code.